All right, gang. So I want to go over my pros and cons of Aaron Judge staying in New York and leaving New York. And I want to know what you think. Okay? If there's any other pros and cons that I'm missing, put them in the comments down below. And if you're a baseball fan, it's your first time here, welcome. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share before you leave. If you like just up-to-date content and just real authentic baseball talk, particularly as it pertains to the Yankees, you're going to get it here. Okay? There's no fluff here. No fluff. So, with that, there's a couple things I want to share with you first before we go over the Aaron Judge. Number one, the Pirates last night signed Carlos Santana, first baseman Carlos Santana. Why is that relevant? Well, they just traded for Ji-Man Choi from the Tampa Bay Rays, but for those that don't remember, they signed Miguel Andujar. And so this just tells me he's losing playing time left and right. And that sucks for Miggy. It really, really does. I feel bad for the guy. So hopefully he gets opportunities over there, and hopefully this is just a depth piece, another first base / DH type or something like that to alternate with Ji-Man Choi. We'll see. But another free agent's off the board to Pittsburgh. And next up, the Yankees are actually been in contact with a bunch of free agent pitchers. We already know it's been Verlander, DeGrom, and Carlos Rodon, like the sexy names. But now add a couple non-sexy names. Wade Miley and Drew Smyly. Okay? Two left-handed pitchers. Could be back end of the rotation guys. Don't be surprised if the Yankees sign one of these guys instead of the big names. So, but I wanted to let you know they're in contact with those two pitchers too. Now, let's get into the pros and cons of Aaron Judge staying and leaving. I'm gonna go with him staying first. Okay, to me the pros are obviously lucrative contract. He's got that merchandise and marketing, the judges' chambers, advertisements through the roof when he's playing in New York. So he'll make money hand over foot. All right. And again, the judges' chambers, he's also wildly popular. He's the franchise player, so them bringing back their franchise player that the majority of the fans want and the majority of baseball wants. So, and again, it gives the Yankees an elite player for the next couple of years, at the very least. So, to have in their lineup and on the field. So, those to me are the pros. The cons, well, he's going to be hitting age 31 in April. So, we're probably going to get more decline years than elite production years. And that's just a fact. People his age and his body type break down quicker than most. So, that's just a fact that we're going to have to deal with. Hopefully he'll be the exception and not the norm. And maybe he'll stay healthy for almost the duration of the rest of his career. So that would be really nice, right? It would be really, really nice. And the lack of DH spot, too, because when he does start declining, we've got Stanton there for another, 6 years. 5 or 6 years. So there's no DH spot opening up anytime soon for him. So that potentially creates another issue. Okay? And those are the cons, at least in my opinion. Now, him leaving. Let's go over the pros. Okay, he's able to spend money around. The Yankees are able to spend money around on other players. So if he signs a $400 million deal with whatever team, now the Yankees have that much money to spend around on other players and fill probably 3-4 holes, all right, with good players, all right, and then they have multiple holes to fill. And the pros would be, he's where he wants to be. He's going to sign where he wants to be anyway. So whether it's here, whether it's somewhere else, he's going to be where he wants to be. So that's a pro for Aaron Judge. Okay. And, again, a monster contract from a team that's actually willing to spend. And if they're going to spend on him, they're going to spend on other players too. Okay, most likely. The only guarantee that I can't give is from the Yankees doing that. The Yankees tend to give the excuse of, well, we spend so much on him, we can't really fill the rest of the roster up with good players. I'm hoping that's not the case this year, but we'll see. And again, so those are the pros, in my opinion. The cons, he's no longer a Yankee, obviously. It's going to be very, very hard to replace his production with any single player, even multiple players. It's going to be really hard to do. All right, particularly the production that he had this year. I don't expect him to have another year like this, but even so, even if it's 40-plus home runs, several more years, that's hard production to replace. Okay, and it also might affect their ability to bring in other big free agents. So if he leaves, that could be a slap in the face not only to the Yankees, but just New York sports, and it could really deter other free agents, great free agents, to come here. It could. I'm not saying it will, but it could. Some players will obviously take the Yankees' money. There's no doubt about it. But are they going to be the right players? I don't know. And Aaron Judge has been the right guy for the Yankees for this last 6 years. So, to me, those are the pros and cons of him staying and leaving. Okay, let me know what you think. I want to know what your pros are and your cons. I'm probably missing a few, but these are the ones that were most apparent to me. And I think that, they all have their own reasoning, obviously. I mean, they all have a leg to stand on. And again, this one's going to be a big one. This is probably going to be the single player that if he leaves his team will have the biggest impact one way or another. So it's almost as if Shohei Ohtani leaving the Angels, the impact with Trout leaving the Angels. It's that level of impact when he leaves the team or when he comes back and stays with the team. It's that level of impact. But again, the Yankees themselves still have to surround him with the right players. And like I said recently, you got to make it hard for him to leave. And the only way to do that is by surrounding him with the right players. Not only giving him a fat contract, that's obvious, but surrounding him with the other players before he makes his decision could go a long way towards helping him decide whether he wants to stay here or not. And if I'm them, I'm doing that right now. So let me know what you think, folks. Let's get into this and have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you next time.